Hello and welcome to another session of our Java tutorials. Today we are going to create a simple game, and in this game the program will select a random number between 1 and 100, and the player will try to guess it. The program will provide hints either too high or too low until the player guesses correctly. So let's start. As you can see, we already have our class, and I called it guess number, and we also have our main method here. So now let's start by creating a variable of type int. Let's call it that will store our secret. So let's say int and call it secret, and then equals to math dot random. Let me click this, and so this random method will give us a double between 0 and 1, and what we need actually is a number between 1 and 100. So let's multiply this by 100 and add 1 in order to get a number between 1 to 100. And then also this will be a double, and our variable is of type int, so let's convert this as well into integer. So we say int, and then that's it, and just semicolon, and we're missing something here. Let me see, we need this as well. So now our secret will be stored here, and it will be generated randomly by the program. So we will then create an object from the scanner class to access its methods and read the user input. So let's do this here. We will say scanner, let's call it sc equals to new scanner, and then we read the user input. All right, so it's system.in, and then after that let's get the package. So the package is java.util.scanner. So now we have our variable and our object. So now let's print the game instructions to the console that will tell the user the instructions of the game. So let's say sysout, and then from there we say let's say I have selected a number between 1 and 100. All right, so we are telling the user I have selected a number between 1 and 100, and then we tell the user to try to guess it. So another sysout, and then we say try to guess the number. Try to guess the number. All right, so now we have our instructions. So now let's create a variable of type int to store the number that the user will guess. So we'll say int, let's call it guess, and let's initialize it with 0 first, and let's then use the while loop to iterate through the guesses until the player successfully guesses the correct number. So we will say while, and then guess, while guess, this variable here is not equal to the secret. As long as it's not equal to the secret, that means the player has not won, right? Then we want the program to do this. So the first thing you do is let's print out sysout, and we say your guess. So we tell the player to enter their guess, your guess, and then we use the scanner class, the object that we created earlier, to access the method called nextInt. So we can say guess equals to, we store it in this variable here. So we say sc, which is this one, dot, then to read the integers, we say next int. Alright, and then let's put a semicolon here, and then from there it will read the user input. And now we use the if statement to see if the user guessed correctly or not. So we will say if, and then guess, which is guess equals to the secret. If it's equals to the secret, then we tell the player that they've won. So we will say sys out, you win. So we will type you win. Alright, and then else, if it's not equal to the secret, then we check if the number is too low or too high. So we'll say we use else if, and then if the guess is too low, so we'll say, and if it's too low, then we tell the player that the number you entered or the number you selected is too low. So another sys out, and then the number you selected, so the number you selected is too low. Alright, and if it's not too low and it's not equal to the secret, then the number you selected is too high. So we say else the number you selected is too high. So another sys out, the number you selected is too high. The number you selected is too high. Alright, and that's all you have to do. And let's save this and try to run it and see if it's working. So it's say I have selected a number between 1 and 100. Try to guess the number, your guess. So let's say 2, and then it will say the number you selected is too low. Your guess, let's say 56. The number you selected is too high. Your guess. So it will continue like this over and over again until the player selects the correct number. So that's why we use the while loop, so that it can loop over and over again until the player wins. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.